The Oklahoma Sooners finally get some good luck on the recruiting trail, landing a massive pickup in Deacon Schmitt, 4-star defensive lineman out of Windsor, Colorado. Let's dive into the measurables and talk about why this is such a big deal for the Sooners, because recruiting ain't been going so well as of late. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. The Oklahoma Sooners finally get a W. Oh, my goodness. All right. I'm going to pull them up, look at the measurables, watch a little tape. Let's talk about Deacon Schmitt. Now, look at the measurables. Y'all know I've been very high on this dude recruitment for a while. Deacon Schmitt, 6'5", about 310, 320-pound tackle, interior guy, can play multiple spots. He's a consensus and a composite 4-star player, top 400 player in the country. He's considered, depending on which service you look at, I know On3 and Rivals has him as a tackle. The 247 has him as an interior offensive lineman, so he's considered one of the top guys, of course, out of the state of Colorado, but at the same time, he's considered a top interior guy in the country. And the one thing I love about Deacon and watching him in his highlights from, his junior season is he can move people. He moves furniture. And because he can play tackle or guard, or it's just interior in general, this is really the Bill Bedenbaugh special. As you all know, I've talked about Bill Bedenbaugh and his ability and the players he go after and the way that he develops them. One big selling point on the Bill Bedenbaugh front has always been that he does a really good job of getting dudes prepared for the league by making sure they know how to play every single position on the offensive line. So if there's an emergency situation for a team, guess what? They get themselves a lineman from Bill Bedenbaugh that can jump in and play interior. They can play, on the outside. And it's usually the guys with the right size that can do both. Like Schmidt has that size at 6'5", 320 pounds. He's still tall enough to be really good on the tackle side. And he's a really good size for a guy that can play on the interior. And he can move. Like I said, he moves furniture. And I know Oklahoma has been pushing hard in this recruitment. He's one of the players that they made a major priority. We brought in guys from Colorado before. The last one we had was Josh Bates. Unfortunately, he ended up transferring out. But at the same time, Bates was pretty solid whenever we got him on the field. He just, ended up losing out on the opportunity to start. And so he went for some place where he can play immediately. But I love the Deacon Schmitt pickup. This is something Oklahoma has desperately needed because recruiting has been struggling. And on that, you may look at him and say, okay, he's top 400. How good is he truly? The offer sheet is deep. We always talk about that here. If there's anything that I look at for a player, he's either early eval and we got to wait and see what the offer sheet looks like, or he has an offer sheet that's ridiculous. For example, Deacon does Oklahoma, Alabama, Colorado, which is, of course, in state you need to have Colorado offer, Auburn, Florida, Georgia, Cal, Nebraska, Ohio State. Yeah, schools that are known for having good offensive linemen, Tennessee, USC, Utah, Vanderbilt, Wisconsin. Both Washingtons went after him. So he's got a lot of schools that are known for having really big, versatile offensive linemen on his sheet. So it's not like Oklahoma's going after some fluke situation. Nah, this is a good one. Let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts on Deacon Schmitt. As you see the tape and you see the dude moving furniture, how do you feel about him potentially being a Sooner? So far, Oklahoma has done a great job in that recruitment, and we want ourselves a big one. All right, next one, though, I want to talk about an offer that the Sooners have put out. Actually, not an offer. I want to talk about some predictions that Oklahoma has won over the last few days for a particular player that I am excited about. And that's going to be safety Jacob Eberhart. Now, there's been a lot of predictions put in here. Granted, Oklahoma's been getting a lot of predictions for a lot of players, and a lot of the deals have not been sealed, but Oklahoma has been getting a lot from a lot of national people on Jacob Eberhart. Now, this safety, 6'3", 210-pounder, is one that every single one of y'all will be excited about. He's a big, rangy safety out of the St. Louis area, Kirkwood, Missouri. And he got one from Greg Smith, a national analyst. He got a prediction from Sean Callahan, Nebraska's publisher. and Brian Munson, the Nebraska publisher. You're starting to see a whole bunch of these just populate for Jacob Eberhart to come to Oklahoma. And I think the Sooners did a really good job in his recruitment. I know that one of our young safeties hosted him during his visit, and that visit went really well. So obviously, if we can win that one, bringing him down here would be a huge pickup for Oklahoma. I mean, we've done a good job in recruiting out in Ohio. Hopefully, we can get another Ohio kid, too. We got to work on that. Coach Powers need to talk about what players need to start filtering towards the staff at Oklahoma. But no, he's definitely a one that I am very much excited about. Big, rangy safety, probably can play a little cheetah, can play, probably a little linebacker. He's big, and he's a headhunter. That's one thing that we've talked about here on the channel that I know a lot of you guys are always excited about, is a big safety that knows how to hit people. So want to drop a little note on that. Let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. Want to hear your thoughts. We'll talk about the struggles on the recruiting as of late. We'll actually have a segment on that over on Locked On Sooners. Check it out. I'll be there solo all week. I'm getting over a cold, it appears, that celebrated a little too hard when the Thunder won the championship. So we'll talk about that over there, and we'll post a video over here as well, breaking down some of the struggles we've seen as of late. But we'll dive into that. Make sure you go congratulate Deacon Schmitt. Go follow him on the socials. I have the link to his socials in the description below. And thank y'all for pulling up. Hit the like, subscribe, bell notification, and we'll talk soon.